So if you guys are catching on replay, Facebook and YouTube, I'm going to be quiet just for a moment, and then I will start talking, okay? I'm just going to wait for people to pop on. Hi. So I know my space may look a little bit different. I just want to let you guys know that. That's because I've moved into my own space, okay? But anyways, I'm back to do city cardio with you guys. I spent this past weekend in Houston. I got stranded at the Houston airport for over 24 hours. But hi, Karen. Oh my goodness. But anyways, I just wanted to kind of come on here and have Challenge Wednesday with you guys. But Houston was awesome. I absolutely loved it. I got to finally meet my TikTok moderator, Karen. I got to meet Jerry as well. Both of them, I look at them as like basically my second mamas. Now, I will let you guys know, I do stream on 3 separate platforms. So in the event you have any issues with connection, whatever, we do stream live at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube, okay? So in the event you ever miss one of my seated cardio routines, I want to let you know you have the ability to catch them on replay on my Facebook account or on my YouTube account. Now, all of that information is placed on my Linktree account, all right? Now, I do provide all of my routines absolutely free of charge because I've always struggled to find somebody that does what I do. And whenever I first started my weight loss journey, I didn't have the finances to have a personal trainer. I didn't have the finances to go to the gym. I didn't have the finances to do what I truly desired in my weight loss journey. So even though I'm not a personal trainer, I'm simply someone that has lost over 280 pounds at this point, and I'm simply here to help as many people as I possibly can in my process. So I provide free routines because when I began my journey, I was actually looking for someone like me. I wanted to find someone that provided routines for free because I didn't have the money to pay for it. So I provide those for the world for absolute free because I know how hard it is sometimes to get that particular benefit. But I also provide routines that have modifications because me coming from over 500 pounds, I know the struggle. I know what it's like to struggle to actually do exercises because sometimes our weight does get in the way of that. So with that being said, I know that it's Wednesday, and if you already have been with me for a hot minute, y'all don't know that this is Challenge Wednesday. And generally what we do is we would have 14 exercises at 30 seconds apiece with a 10-second breather in between each one. Y'all, it is coming a good old storm out here. I can see it brewing, and it looks absolutely scary outside. I am not even going to play because I got my windows open. But anyways, what we're going to be doing tonight is we're going to have 10 exercises, unlike the 14. So we're going to have the 10 exercises at a minute apiece with 20-second breathers in between each set. We're going to have 3 rounds of the 10 exercises, all right? So I am going to go on ahead and let you all know what they are, okay? But welcome, everybody. It is absolutely, and it is absolutely insane outside right now. The weather is horrendous here in Kentucky. If y'all don't know, that is where I'm from. I am from Central Kentucky, and I stream live at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Thursday, unless I state otherwise. Now, what we're going to start off with today is seated quick feet. We're going to move into seated jump rope, knee slicer or slam. Then we're going to move into a seated row. We're going to have our reach and step. Then we're going to move into our battle ropes, out and ups, uppercuts, shoulder press with an optional leg raise, and then a seated jog. Now, I will show you all how we're going to sit in the chair. I promise I will message you guys as soon as I can. If you guys can't tell, I have moved and everything. I have been highly busy, and I apologize. But I promise I have not forgot about you, Ruth, and I will get to you as soon as I possibly can, okay? But I have been busy. I have started working a job during the day as well. Like, I'm trying my best, but I'm here for you guys. I am just one person, but I'm trying my best to do all that I can for you all because I do want to help the world. I do want to help you guys reach your goals just like I want to, okay? But I am going to hit this chair. Now, YouTube, I'm going to bring you guys down so you guys can see a little bit more clearly, and then I'm going to show you all what we're going to get to go do. Hi, Whitney, my chocolate sister. Is that what we said we're going to be going with? I can't remember. You said some kind of duo. I can't remember what you said exactly. But hi, baby. All right, guys. So I'm hitting this chair now. So what we're going to do is you are going to sit in your seat, obviously, because that's what you got to do in seated cardio. Believe it or not, if you did not know, your girl is 5'10.5". Okay? This is a normal kitchen chair. I don't care what you sit in. I do not recommend you sit in a rolling chair. But baby, if that's what you want to do, I cannot guarantee your safety. Okay? That's all I'm going to say. But what you're going to do is you're going to sit at the edge of your chair if you can, but I'm going to keep it real with you. When I first started seated cardio, I had to rely on the back of my chair a lot, okay, because I didn't have my core strength. So what you're going to do, in addition to trying to keep yourself off the back of your chair, you're also going to try to keep your core tight. And a lot of people are like, how do I keep my core tight, baby? If you have ever taken a selfie and sucked your stomach in to look skinny, that's all we're doing. Not a big deal, okay? Thank you for sending me stars, whoever you are. But we're going to go on ahead and get started. Our first exercise tonight is going to be seated quick feet. And it looks a little bit like this right here, okay? But I also want to let you know, in the event you cannot finish one of our exercises, what you can do is utilize this here exercise. Maybe you don't want to keep your arms up. That's fine. Do what you can do to keep your heart rate up and elevated, because that's what is important in this particular exercise routine. But I'm going to go on ahead and get my timer started. We're going to get this party going because it looks really nasty outside. I'm not going to lie. But we have 1 minute. Seated quick feet. Let's get it. But a lot of people ask me how I started my journey, how I lost my weight. So while I'm doing Seated Cardio Challenge Wednesday, I'm going to kind of touch on that today, because I know that's what a lot of people ask, and I've actually gotten about 3,000 new followers over the last month. So I started my weight loss journey weighing at over 500 pounds. I've always struggled with my weight. Like, food was one of the things that I turned to most of my life to cope with whatever it was. It wasn't alcohol. It wasn't drugs. If it was drugs, obviously I would not look like this. Well, I would not have looked how I did. But I turned a lot to Twinkies. I turned a lot to high-carb foods and foods that I shouldn't have been eating. But because of that, I did gain an excessive amount of weight. But I've always wanted to get skinny. I've always wanted to be healthy, but I never could find my little niche. Take your breather. Now, up next is going to be our seated jump rope. To do that, what you're going to do is this. Bounce your feet off the floor like you're jumping rope. But I know coming from over 500 pounds, that can be a challenge. So do this. You're going to bounce on your tippy toes, okay? So we are going to knock that one out for 1 minute starting now. But I've tried, like, literally Jenny Craig, Nutrisystem. I did Weight Watchers. I did everything. But I'm going to keep it real with you. If you do not work a program and you continue to cheat and eat how you're not supposed to, it's not going to be successful. And as I look back on my life, that's why nothing ever worked for me. I didn't take it seriously. I thought I could have a cheat meal every single day of the week and say, hey, I did Weight Watchers, or I did this, or I did that. But at the end of the day, I didn't put in the work. And a lot of times that's what is going on with a lot of people, unless they find out that they have health issues. Like, I actually found out I have polycystic ovarian syndrome. I'm insulin resistant, all of that kind of stuff. And that adds up. It makes it very difficult for some people to lose weight, because if you have PCOS or insulin resistance, that means that your body will not break down carbohydrates and sugars the way that a normal person will. Take your breather. Up next is our knee slicer. But if you can't do a knee slicer, what you can do instead is a knee slam. But if going down that low is challenging, do this right here. All right? But you're going to go at your own pace. You don't have to keep up with me. I've been doing seated cardio for over 4 years now. But you do what you can do and give me your best effort. But we're going to go ahead and knock that out for 1 minute, starting now. But in 2021, I decided to change my life because I had been going to the doctor trying to fix myself for my future, because I eventually wanted to have a child when I got married. I don't have a partner. I don't have a man. I'm not dating anybody. I'm not talking to anybody. So let me clarify that, okay? I'm focused on myself, my future, and my financial freedom. Shout out to the 1 million mission that I'm a part of with my company, Be Epic. But anyways, I wanted to try and fix my situation because I was not a regular female because of my PCOS. So they had found precancerous cells in my uterus, and they're like, Nataushia, if you don't start trying to lose weight, you're going to end up with cancer. So that's when I really started to take life seriously, because when you hear cancer thrown in that little doctor's message to you, you're like, oh man, like that, take your breather. Like that's scary. It's life-changing. So I started to change what I was doing. Up next is our seated row. And you're going to do it like this, okay? You don't have to engage your legs if you don't want to, because I understand that can be a challenge. So what you can do instead is this, but make sure you're squeezing those shoulder blades, okay? So we're going to knock that out in just a second, and I'll keep talking about my story. All right, we have seated row for a minute starting now. But I had started to lose weight, then COVID hit. So I ended up, I had been denied for weight loss surgery 7 or 8 different times. So I was losing weight on my own because I was having to eat healthy. I was going to the gym. I was exercising. I was doing all of that kind of stuff because I wanted to one day become a mother. That's my biggest goal in life. That's what it was. So that's what I was doing. Then COVID hit. I ended up starting to gain some of my weight back. Then I applied for COVID insurance in the state of Kentucky. I applied one more time for gastric sleeve, well, a gastric procedure in general. I was approved in May of 2021. And in June 30th of 2021, I never hide the fact that I've had gastric sleeve surgery, ever. It's all over all my platforms. Take your breather. But I ended up getting approved for gastric, and I got it. Next is our reach and step. But if you can't do a reach and step, baby, no excuse, you can reach, all right? So I finally had my surgery on June 30th, but before that, I was doing keto, low carb, because that's what works for me, because I have the PCOS, insulin resistance, all that. So as I changed my eating habits, then I had gastric sleeve surgery. We're going to do a reach and step for 1 minute, starting now. That's when I started to see my results. I followed my surgeon's guidelines for the first 5 weeks. And then I literally track 3 things and 3 things only. That is my proteins, my carbs, and my sugars. I allow myself between 60 to 100 grams of protein a day, around 50 net carbohydrates, and around 28 grams of sugar. Now again, I have PCOS. I am insulin resistant. So I have found that those are the macros that work for me. I don't count my calories. I don't care about my sodium. Those are my 3 things. But I ended up losing around 200 pounds and injured my left ankle. And that's how I found seated cardio. Because I knew that I would need cardio to help boost my weight loss journey. So because of that, that's how I fell into this. Well, then I started to get messages like, oh my gosh, I'm in a wheelchair, take your breather. And you are giving me an opportunity to exercise. Up next is our battle ropes, which is this right here. We'll knock that out in just a moment. All right, loves, let's go ahead and kill our battle ropes, and I'll continue my little story. We have 1 minute of battle ropes, starting now. Woo, Lord. So as I continue to share my seated cardio routines, I had so many people that were contacting me saying, I have mobility issues, you give me hope. You do this, you do that. I had people in wheelchairs that were like, I've never seen seated exercises. So do you know what I chose to do, even though I have the ability to get up and run and go do what I want to do? It is my mission in this world, because I know what it's like to struggle with weight. I know exactly what it's like to want to exercise and not know where to begin. I know what it's like to want to exercise and not have the ability sometimes. So I continue to share my seated cardio free of charge because I want to help anybody that wants to help themselves. Excuse me for getting emotional, but that's why I do what I do, because I like changing people's lives. Whether it be with seated cardio or whether it be with the weight loss products that I do have with the Epic. Take your breather. That's what I'm on. That's what I'm about. So I will always provide my routines free of charge. But up next is going to be our out and up. You're going to start in the center, out, in, up, down. Okay? So simply repeat to yourself, out, in, up, down. Focus on getting the exercise down, then focus on speeding up your exercise. We have 1 minute of out and ups starting now. Let's get it. So again, out, in, up, down. And I will go on ahead and reiterate the fact that I'm not a personal trainer. I'm not. All I am is somebody that has battled my weight loss all of my life. I can remember my dad trying to bribe me with $10,000 when I was younger. I'll buy you a whole new wardrobe, Nataushia, if you lose weight. My dad is now gone. And I wish with everything my dad could see me now. I really do. Not because of the $10,000, but because all he wanted for his daughter was for her to be healthy. And now I am. Now I'm over 280 pounds down, and I'm helping change the world in the process. Free of charge, because you know what? I know not everybody can afford to go to the gym. Not everybody can afford a personal trainer, and I'm not that. I am a former college athlete. I did track and field. Take your breather. Up next is our uppercuts. So this is what you're going to do, all right? You're going to focus really hard on trying to keep your core tight in all of these exercises, but please, please, still remember to breathe, all right, baby? But I want you to understand, I know the struggle, whether it be because of weight, mobility, whatever. But I know I believe in you, and I know we can do this together. But we're going to uppercut it up, baby. We have 1 minute of uppercuts starting now. Let's go. Now, again, go at your own pace. You don't have to keep up with me. I've been at this for 4 years. But you got it. Thank you, TikTok. I see you, baby. But I don't know what type of day you've had. I don't know what you're going through right now. But I do know life can be challenging. Life can throw you curveballs that you don't ever expect. But it doesn't mean that you have to stay down. Not at all. You can pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and just keep pushing. Because if you stay down, you're never going to make it to your next level. You have to keep pressing forward. I know it sometimes sucks. Sometimes it absolutely feels impossible to be positive in situations that are so difficult. But you've got this. Because I know 6 months ago, you was in a situation you didn't think you'd ever come out of, but look at you now. Take that breather. Now, up next is going to be our shoulder press. Now, what I do in mine, I like to have my legs up, so I do a leg raise as I do a shoulder press. You're keeping these arms parallel with the floor. Press up, down. All right? So if you can't do your leg raise, that's all right, baby. I understand. But it doesn't mean you can't be pressing. But we got 1 minute. So now, let's go. But I love to do a leg raise when I'm doing a shoulder press because it helps engage my abdominal region. So in doing seated cardio, you can literally get a full body workout sitting in a kitchen chair. As you are able to do the advanced exercises, but you got this. Don't give up. I know what it's like to really, really want to lose weight and be so doubtful. Maybe your scales aren't moving. Maybe you're in a stall. You have to stay showing up, though. You can't just be like, oh, I'm in a stall. Let me go have what I want to eat. That's when you're going to start seeing the scales shift upward. If you stay consistent, you stay eating how you need to and doing what you need to, you're going to get the results that you're hoping for and working so hard for. Whether it takes 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 months to break that stall, you're going to get your results. But you'll never get them if you give up. Keep pressing and take that breather. Woo! Up next is our seated jog. I love, love, love this exercise personally. So what it looks like is this. Ooh, it's thundering. And I don't do storms. So that's the seated jog. But if that advanced version is too much, I ain't got no excuses. You're going to pump, 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 pump. All right? So we're going to knock that out now for 1 minute starting. Now let's get it. So a lot of you guys also ask, why do I tap on my watch so much? Me being a former athlete, we would time a lot of things, especially when we would have circuits. So that's something that I've kept because I create all of my seated cardio routines fresh daily. Because I've learned since doing all of this kind of stuff that if we remain doing the same thing over and over and over, especially exercise, our body's going to get accustomed to it. So you have to sometimes switch it up a little bit, shock it a bit, so that you can get what you need out of what you're trying to accomplish. But let's get it, baby. You got this. But if you're just popping on, I do stream live, free of charge, Monday through Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. Take a breather. Now, what we will do as well, first of all, we're moving into round 2 of 3. We have 3 rounds, 10 exercises, a minute apiece with 20-second breathers in between each one on Challenge Wednesday. And I love to have Challenge Wednesdays. Freaking love it. But let's knock out our quick feet. We've got 1 minute starting now. The reason why I like to show you guys Challenge Wednesdays, first of all, I want you to see your progress. I want you to see how much easier your exercises are getting when you show up on a Challenge Wednesday. Because you might feel like you're dying. You might feel like you're out of breath, your body's hurting, and you're just not doing well today. But I'm here to tell you, the more you show up, it's like basketball practice. It gets easier. It gets so much easier. The more you show up, the more you do it, the easier it gets. I ain't gonna say it's fun, but you can make it fun, because at the end of the day, though this is my routine, this is our exercise because we're doing it together. But I also know that I believe in you, because I have literally struggled all my years. I'm 33 and just now can say I'm over 280 pounds down from my heaviest weight of over 500 pounds, because I finally decided, take a breather, to pick myself up and put in the work. You can't expect to have results if you're not putting in the work. And I'm not trying to be nasty and saying it, but it's the reality of the situation. You can't wish to be skinny. I mean, you can, but your wish isn't going to come true if you're not putting in the work for it. All right, babe?